How's it going? My name's Rick Bedeau, and I'm the founder of Proto Plastic, and I'm here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, I started Proto Plastic as a way to explore the concept of micro-manufacturing. And micro-manufacturing is a way to develop scalable manufacturing techniques utilizing 3D printers. Now, to that end, I've developed a line of 3D printers that are continuously being developed and improved, and also available as complete open source to anyone who would like to get into this technology. I've developed 4 different models of what I'm calling meta printers, and it's an interesting term, but what I'm referring to there is that these printers have been designed specifically to be printed by other printers. So yes, that means printers printing printers. And no, this isn't a Terminator sort of Skynet kind of concept. It's just a way to capture the fundamental benefits of 3D printing, in that we can actually build the means to build the things we want to build. So it's not as complex as it sounds, and the designs that I've created are again completely 100% open source. They're available via my GitHub link, which I will include in the bottom of this video. And today I'm going to give you an overview of all 4 models of meta printers developed by Proto Plastic, again here in Minneapolis. So stay tuned and enjoy the show. First up is the A51Z Club printer. This is a basic no-frills printer that will get you 3D printing pretty quickly. This one includes a ramps 1.4, includes the mount for that, but you're not obligated to use ramps. You can use whatever kind of controller you want. In addition, this one does not have a heated bed, so we're using glue sticks to keep things attached. I have to say that I'm not crazy about that. The whole idea behind the club here is to make it a very cost-effective yet high-quality printer. I'm thinking that adding another $15 to the price for a heated bed is not something that, or is something that would be well worth the expense. But still going to explore this more, try to figure out if we can make this happen without a heated bed. We can try other platforms besides glass, I suppose, but I really do like the quality that we can get from a glass bed. Next up is the A51Z Maker. The Maker has, in addition to the electronics mount that you see here, we've also have a mount for whatever kind of controller you want. This is shown with an MKS S-Base 1.5, and in addition to that we've got integrated spool mount, and along with that, those mounting systems, we get a little bit more stability, a little bit more rigidity in the gantry setup here. This also includes a heated bed, and on the power supply we've got a mechanism for having a plug and a switch. It's a very convenient way to set it up. This particular printer is connected via USB to a Raspberry Pi computer, which I'll show you in just a bit. And this is the cousin to that printer. Both of these, again, printed from printers that we have here. And in fact, this one was first, and probably a lot of the parts printed here were printed on that one. Next up, we have the Proto Plastic Professional. I spent a lot of time working on prototypes for this, so we've got quite a few variations in the structure and some of the other cosmetic things, like for example this structure right here has a lot of lightning features in it that I don't think really helped and actually made the appearance a little too busy, so we took those out, and this is pretty much the final version of the Professional. As you can see here, we've got a little more robust mounting system here for the spool holder, and also fully enclosed electronics. And I'll give more details. I'll give a more detailed overview of these here when we get them on the bench and I start kind of taking them apart. But you can see here that we've got extra power. I'll explain what that little blue light is later. And in that box on the top there is a Raspberry Pi computer. Next, we have the A52Z Ultimate. The Ultimate is a 2Z-axis printer. It also has completely integrated electronics. And it also includes an LCD screen. That's a typical kind of ramps LCD from RepRap discount. You'll see that on a lot of 3D printers. In addition, this guy also has the bed leveling BL Touch device right in there, and I'll tell you, that really makes a difference in the usability and quality of the print. I shouldn't say quality, actually, it's just more the convenience factor. You don't have to manually level the bed at each print. Just hit a button and go. It's pretty much turnkey. Once again, all these printers are set up with the center drive system, direct drive, which direct drive allows for printing of all types of filament, including flexible filaments. Now what you're seeing here on the back side is this setup here. I still need to mount this someplace, but this power supply is driving this little box here, which is a Raspberry Pi computer, and that Raspberry Pi computer is the computer that drives the two maker versions down here. Now the interesting thing about the club printers that you can see down here is that since we don't have a built-in spool holder, I've created something to hang the filament from the shelf above. And also too, these two printers are driven off of a Raspberry Pi computer, and you might be able to see this, but both printers are using the same power supply. Let's see if I can get a view of that here. Hopefully you can see that somewhere up in there. So that's a quick overview. I'll bring these two up on the bench, or I'll bring these printers up on the bench so we can get a little more detailed look at them. This is a review of the various features of the Proto-Plastic A51Z Club model. The Club is a basic 3D printer model with a ramps controller. The controller really is up to you, but we've got mounting set up for the ramps controller, but if you want to use any other kind of controller, feel free to do so. There are no mounting points for a power supply or for the spool holder, so it makes the unit actually pretty light, and however, it does not give the rigidity that the other models have. However, that does not affect the print quality as long as you keep the speed down. Now, this printer is not set up for a heated bed. However, it can be added, of course. The model that you see here just has a mirrored glass bed that's mounted to the 3D printed platform here. It is a single Z-axis drive. All of these A51Zs have a single Z-axis drive along with a supporting belt that provides support to the cantilevered end of the gantry that the X-axis slides on. All of these printers come complete with the center drive unit here, and I'll flip this over. Okay, having a look under the machine, you can see that we've got a drive mechanism that drives the bed from the center. You can see the blue connector here that goes to the Y-axis motor. It's attached via an aluminum shaft through two printed bushings and attached to the center of the bed, as you can see here. So what this does is this allows for very smooth operation of the bed. Things like holes and diagonals come out really, really nice with this setup. And on top of that, with the motor off to the side, creates a very compact chassis for the printer. This chassis is the same chassis that's used on all of the A51Z printers. So if you start out with the Club, you can print all the components to upgrade gradually all the way up to the A51Z Professional. At the rear of the unit, you can see that we have the wires and everything cleanly and neatly routed up through the back of the extruder. Again, all of the A51Z printers have this set up. What you don't see here that you'll see on the others is a cooling fan, a part cooling fan, that can also be added. These are the mounting points for the cooling fan that can be added later. All Proto-Plastic printers come with a X-axis belt tightening knob that provides really excellent functionality for tightening the belt, keeping that thing taut. As you can see here, this belt is really tight. In addition to that, there's also a knob on here for the extruder. We'll go in depth a little more with the extruder later, but this extruder does not have any springs. No springs are necessary. You tighten the tension with this knob here, and that provides tension onto the filament. We've been using this setup for years. It works great. And in addition to that, might be difficult to see, but inside here, it makes it possible for us to run any type of flexible filament through a .40 nozzle. Again, even with the Club, you'll still be able to run flexible filaments. And that's the Club. This is an overview of the A51Z Maker Meta printer. The Maker has the same features as the Club in terms of the center drive and the direct drive extruder. What you also get with the Maker is a more robust gantry with integrated power supply and controller mounts. The controller mount is designed for flexibility, so if you wanted to use some other kind of controller, or if you wanted to experiment with different controllers, it's very easy to do just by swapping them out here. You may need to make an adapter, but we've got a mounting shoe on the back that will allow you to do that. The power supply is integrated along with a power supply switch and plug to make that attachment much easier. In addition, we've got the integrated spool holder here, so it makes the whole unit easy to transport as a single unit. All the A5, 1Z, and 2Z printers have a handle that is securely fastened. Definitely no problem carrying that around. The maker also includes a heated bed along with a glass print platform. We really like how glass works. It's durable, it's easy to clean. You can get some phenomenal print quality with glass. We use a mirror, but you can certainly use any type of glass. The bed itself has integrated mounting points for clips. The heated bed is insulated from the printed support, the printed frame with silicone rubber mounts. And again, we have the center drive bed platform, the chassis, and that is the maker. Again, all of these, the chassis and the handle, the X-axis gantry, all of these components are the same across all the A51Z printers. So you can start with one and gradually build up all the components to upgrade to the next level. This is the A51Z Professional. The Professional has built-in enclosure for the electronics. I'll show you that in just a second, as well as a beefed up mounting for the filament spool holder. The power supply has two plugs. It's got a plug in the back and a switch here, as well as a switch on the side. What this switch on the side is for 12 volt power. We can turn off the 12 volt power to the board. This can be used sort of as an e-stop without turning off the power to the Raspberry Pi. So that's actually, have found that to be quite convenient. A couple of my favorite features of this printer are, one, the modular Raspberry Pi computer that we're calling a computer. That's spelled with a K. This is a Raspberry Pi Zero with an onboard power supply, so it is powered directly from the power supply here. This Raspberry Pi is the way we've got it set up here is it's hosting Repetier server, and it's connected via USB plug to the controller, which is right down here. The controller is mounted in this full enclosure here. Let me take the USB cable off. And this enclosure is configured to use the MKS base 1.5, which is an integrated ramps board. This board has worked out really great for us, and it's a nice form factor to be able to have this in the enclosure like you see here. Otherwise, the Professional has all the same features as the other printers. The center drive bed, Y-axis drive system, as well as the direct drive filament drive system. You'll notice that this one also has, in place of the LM8 LUU bearings, we're using bushings here. These oilite bushings are extremely durable, very quiet, and very long lasting. We use these on a couple of machines, and I think on this one it might be on the X and the Y axes. In addition to that, we've got a setup for a part cooling fan. That's this guy right here. Actually, right there, this thing. And the fans that we use for part cooling are the radial fans. These are really excellent, and we've been having really good success with those fans. So yeah, if you download the parts and print this machine, you'll have yourself the Proto-Plastic A5-1Z Professional. Here we have the Proto-Plastic A5-2Z Ultimate, and again the 2Z referring to the number of axes we have here, 2Z axes. The Z axes provide a better platform for auto bed leveling, so I really love the fact that that we can do that in a repeatable fashion. You can see this unit here has the BL Touch bed leveling sensor. However, I will say that it provides challenges when it comes to dealing with issues such as Z wobble or Z artifacts showing up in the print. We've rectified that with allowing for flexibility in the connections on the bottom there where it attaches to the motor, as well as the way it connects to the T-nut that's attached to the gantry. So this printer is a pretty much turnkey. You just hit the button and go. It will automatically bed level, automatically home. All of those functions are really nice when it comes to printing, if you're doing a lot of printing. The other printers, all of the A5-1Z printers require a pretty standard way of leveling manually. Whatever your method is, that will work just fine. This unit also includes integrated electronics. You can see we've got the LCD screen here. That's a typical ramps style LCD screen. We've got integrated electronics internally, similar to the way it's set up on the Professional. Again, this one was one of the earlier Ultimates that we've put together, but not too scary in terms of the amount of wiring. One of the really cool features about this printer is that, if you can see it right there, it has a built-in Raspberry Pi Z wireless. The little CPT unit there is the 12-volt power supply that plugs into the USB port, or excuse me, the USB power port, the micro USB port. We've also got it set up so that we can attach the camera. That's this guy right here, and I've jury-rigged a reading glass lens to allow for a better view onto the print bed. I'm going to work on a way to integrate that into the mount completely. So again, this is a completely integrated printer. One of the neat things on this particular printer that we recently developed is, if you look, you can see a little bit of a red thing in there. That red thing is a vibration dampener that we've printed using TPU, and I tell you what, that has made a huge difference in the noise. You can barely hear this thing run, and also in the print quality. So we will be offering those for all printers, and it'll be on all axes, including the extruder. This particular unit has a bushing, or excuse me, has a vibration dampener in there. That one is a 1 millimeter, I think, 1.5. and the red ones are 2 millimeters or 2.5. But these have made a big difference in terms of how quiet the machines run. So that's an overview of the Proto Plastik A52Z Ultimate.